Lesson 43. Topic: Appendix to Lesson 42. Preparation for the dying process, methodology for obtaining knowledge. Greetings, brothers and sisters. In this lesson, I wanted to talk about the methodology that must be followed to evolve and acquire the necessary preparatory knowledge for the moment of death. This moment should be beneficial, not painful, and should serve to help you evolve and improve. We will divide the necessary steps according to the group to which the person belongs, so to speak. If the person belongs to the group of people who intuitively need to undertake this learning, but who are still relatively young, say up to 30 or 40 years old, then the person is thirsty for knowledge and feels they must learn quickly because they know their life depends on it. So what you need to do is join, if possible, a group of people who have that knowledge. Another option would be to connect with the spiritual teacher and have the spiritual teacher show you what you need to do. Either option is good, but people don't usually find a group of people who have that knowledge. That's rare. Therefore, the spiritual teacher option is usually the one with the highest probability of success, even though it involves working hard on your spiritual evolution through meditation, yoga, and etc. I've addressed this topic before. There is no fixed script that dictates what a person has to learn. Each case is different. The spiritual leader, who knows you better than anyone, will tell you. If this happens belonging to a group of people who have instructed you, the same person who is learning this knowledge can teach others. Then, not only does the group that received the information benefit, but the group itself grows because it attracts more people who want to learn. If a person is over 40 or 50 years old, or if they are approaching death, the spiritual teacher becomes even more important because often the spiritual father compels people to seek knowledge within themselves, to evolve on their own, and to unite with the spiritual father as closely as possible. When one is near death, one usually sees everything around them much more clearly, without embellishment, and perceives authentic reality and what truly matters. Therefore, the spiritual teacher must be more convincing, more accurate, and possess greater knowledge than in the previous case. They have less time to learn, and therefore must be a better instructor. The person must also have a certain level of mental maturity to acquire so much knowledge in such a short time. As you will see, I am not providing a script outlining what each person should learn to properly navigate this dying process. I am only explaining how to obtain the information. Each person will learn what they need. The spiritual teacher or the group I have entrusted with the instruction will take care of that. However, I will offer a brief outline of what each person should learn because this knowledge will not only be beneficial for this dying process, but also for their own spiritual life, their subsequent evolution, and their eventual reunion with the Father. The outline would be as follows. Meditation, adapting to the individual, reaching deep states of consciousness to communicate with the spiritual leader and other spiritual entities, learning from past lives what they did wrong, and what they did right, and using the positive lessons learned in previous lives to evolve in this life to the state they are meant to reach. To take this step, practicing karmic astrology is very helpful. It will reveal the positive aspects of your past life, what you learned, what you need to learn in this life. This will help you eliminate the karma you carry in this current life, making the journey much easier. This guidance will usually be provided by a spiritual teacher or a group of people who, if they have a certain level of spiritual development, will be able to offer it. It would be useful for overcoming fear, learning to astral project, seeing higher levels of reality, and experience the vast spiritual world. This entire process will typically lead to the detachment of the material world. You will begin to see what is truly necessary and eliminate what is superfluous in your life. This is where your true freedom begins. Don't worry if they call you crazy. People are usually blind. They only want to see what others tell them they should see. They feel no attachment to this spiritual world, but only live in this physical one. You should feel sorry for those kinds of people because their destiny is nothing more than constant suffering. Learning from these types of people is usually slow, takes many lifetimes, and they end up suffering unspeakably. Now, we could talk about the group of people who are truly evolved to a very high spiritual level. In this case, these are people who already have the knowledge to have a good transition. In this case, this group of people becomes, either directly or after a brief apprenticeship, angels who begin to do work for the living who remain in the physical dimensions. They generally stay to help people, to try to share the knowledge they have acquired with those who have the sensitivity to hear it. Later, as they acquire greater knowledge in the spiritual dimensions after death, they will be assigned tasks of greater responsibility, and they generally respond quickly to this learning, or, in many cases, they reincarnate to be living spiritual teachers among your brothers and sisters. They wish to become spiritual guides, bringing the word of the Father to the world. Angels like myself are eager to instruct living beings like yourselves. We want you to draw closer to the Father as quickly as possible and to see the immensity of the universe as it truly is. Don't be afraid if we reject you as apprentices. We are not at all eager to teach you and for you to learn as much as possible. I believe that's enough for today. I've given just enough to allow people to learn for themselves. I don't want to provide more detailed instructions, but the basic outline is what I've already mentioned. All this information serves as a basic guide to what needs to be done to be well prepared for the moment of death and subsequently to have a positive evolution. Don't forget the law of karma exists. All the bad things one does are repaid in the next reincarnation. Try to behave well and do good deeds for others. You will be rewarded. The wicked will be punished because everything is repaid with interest. We should feel sorry for them because they don't know what they are doing. They will realize it when it's too late. And, I repeat, don't be afraid to ask your teachers for guidance. Spiritually, we are eager to share information with you and help you learn the path. So, see you soon, brothers and sisters.